All right, guys, welcome to the Greta Game. My name is Mike. You know I come to you every single day, Monday through Saturday, to make sure that you know credit like it is your child's name. I don't want you to ever have to think about what to do when it becomes a credit decision. That's why I do topics on real topics. What people are asking me, they're saying, hey, Mike, what do I do here? So today we're going to do a little bit of Q&A. But first, before we do that, if you do me a favor, it's your first time on the channel, I am the only person that does it every single day. I'm also grew the fastest credit channel, when with your help and your subscribes and your likes and your comments, you have certainly helped out our channel be able to grow and help as many people to help me and my why, which is changing the national credit average. And that is 667 now. I will raise it over 700. That being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please give me a thumbs up. You can find in your heart that this is valuable to you. And lastly, the most important thing is turn on the bell notification as well, because every day when I'm doing a video, I want you to be able to get the notifications, okay? All right, now, let's pop right into it after you've done those three things. Today, we're gonna do a little Q&A. Today, we're gonna test out a few questions to see, is it true or is it false? And I'm gonna ask you to put your comments in the comment box below. So I'm gonna ask the question, and then I'm gonna ask you to post your comments on those questions in so I can see your skills to see how you're doing in credit on a few just basic questions, all right? First basic question is this. Number one, do banks make money on credit cards? True or false? Okay, so when you post your comments in the section below, just put number one, true or false. Just put the number one so I know which one you're actually answering. Do credit card companies make money on members? Specifically, I'm asking about credit cards, okay? Are they making money? Number two, should I keep a balance on my credit cards? Number two, should I keep a balance on my credit cards every month? Should it be 20%? Should it be 2%? Or should it be 0? Or should it be anything? So number two, I want you guys to answer, should you keep a balance on your credit cards? All right. Number three, how long does a collection stay on your credit report, part A? How long does it actually affect your credit? And number two, does an inquiry affect your credit? How long does an inquiry stay on your credit? And how long does it actually affect your credit? So I want to know, you would put number three, that would be collection. We'll call number four inquiry. So number three, collection. How long does a collection stay on your credit report? And how long does it actually affect your credit score? And then for number four, we'll put inquiry. Same thing. How long does an inquiry stay on your credit report? And then how long does it actually affect your credit? Okay, these are the things I need to know. You guys can post them in the comments below. I'm testing your skills, okay? Can somebody post below for number five, what is LexisNexis used for? What is LexisNexis used for? Okay. Number six, should you close any credit card that you haven't used in the last 3 to 5 years? Should we close any old accounts? Should we close down credit cards? I don't ever use the card. I've never used it. Had it for 10 years. I've never used it. Should I close it down? Post comments below. Should you actually close that card down? In other words, call the bank and just say, hey, look, you know, I don't need this credit card anymore. It's old. I've never used it. Can you close it for me? Okay. What else do I want to know? I want you guys to know the difference between letter format and electronic format. Can anybody tell me the difference between sending out letters, the old school, right, the 609s, some of the cookie cutter, how do I, letter to remove collection, versus the new school electronic database to where it's disputed without letters. Somebody put in comments if they know the difference between the both. What is the main difference between the both? I mean, there's one thing that stands out significantly to me right off the rip. You guys should know the difference there. But let's just see if you know. Will a trade line help my credit score? Will a trade line help my credit score? If you guys would post that for number 7. Okay? And lastly, here's what I want to know. Do you know the difference between ARS and SageStream? I know I left the toughest one for last. Do we know the difference between ARS and SageStream? Post that in the comments below. Here's why I'm asking you these questions. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, a couple things. Number one, you guys aren't in the credit game. Okay, if you're not in the credit game, what I created for myself, there's no way that you'd be able to answer all these questions. I mean, you may know some of the questions just by basic knowledge, but if you're not in the credit game, how could you possibly ever learn? See, what I'm trying to share with you is this, and I'm going to kind of debunk some of these really quickly. They're myths. Okay, a lot of people believe what they believe, but a lot of it is untrue BS. Okay, so I'm gonna debunk what I just shared with you. Okay, most people believe that they know credit. I've been in the credit space for, my whole life. And then you ask them what LexisNexis is, they have no idea. You ask them what a trade line is, they don't have a clue. They have no idea of a difference between a letter and doing it through, automation eOscar. You ask them, hey, well, how long does a inquiry stay on your credit? They haven't a clue. But they want to say they're experts in credit. Okay? What I've studied over the last decade is every possible thing that you can think about credit. The credit god. I want to make sure that you guys know everything about credit. So even if it comes up, you're like, hey, you know what? I remember what Mike said. Mike said this, and here's why. Here's the deal. Let me share something with you. Let's go back to the first question while you guys are posting that. And let me debunk this real quick. Do credit cards make money? It's a silly question. Absolutely, they make money. Absolutely, man. That's what they're in business for. So, why do you think a company like Credit Karma or some of the ratios that talk about your score, that your utilization should be under 30%? Because if they can keep 10%, 5%, think about millions and millions of people that are telling you all different numbers of where you should keep your credit card utilization at. Keep it below 20%. Let me give you the answer. The answer is 2%. It's either 2% or 0%. When I'm using my credit cards, I keep my utilization at 2%. When I'm not using my cards, I just pay them off, so I don't have to pay interest. Okay? What is the downside, though, to not using your credit cards? Today, banks will actually close your credit card down if you don't use it. So what do I recommend? If you've got a card that you haven't used, and it's been longer than a year, I suggest you go buy a pack of gum or something with it. Okay? Because someone like Barclays, they'll shut you down after 2 years without using the card. Somebody like JCPenney don't care. You could have it since 1984 and they don't shut you down. Synchrony Bank. But today, you don't know what credit cards will actually close you down. So I'm going to go back to the other question. Should you close old accounts? No. Do not ever close an old account. You will drop your score dramatically. That's 15% of your credit score. But Mike, I've never used a card. Don't close old accounts. There's another one. People say, if I get too many credit cards, is that a bad or good thing? Let me just answer that for you. Back in 1980s and up until late 1990s, they used to say the more credit cards you have, the worse. Okay? That would be worse. For the last 20 years, right around 2000 till today, it is actually better to have more accounts, more credit cards, more vehicle loans, more home loans, more and here's why. Let me give you the psychology. Are you more likely to have a better credit score with more accounts or less accounts? More accounts. Why? Because if you had 15 credit cards or one credit card, okay, are you more apt to having a higher utilization with 15 credit cards or one? One, because you only have one card. Could you spread out your utilization if you had 15 credit cards? Yes. So the more credit cards you have, these days they are rewarding you, not punishing you. Where before, they would say, oh, if I got too many accounts, that's a bad thing. I got 43 credit cards, guys. They reward me for having more credit cards. Okay? So let me give you a little education first. This is a little education on the whole collection thing. A collection stays on your credit report for 7 years. After 7 years, it's automatically removed. 7 years, it's going to affect you. It's going to really affect you for the first 24 months. After that, it starts fading down to 7 years, to how much it actually affects your credit score. Inquiries are a little bit different. They stay on for 2 years. Okay, and then after, on the 25th month, they're automatically removed. But they only affect your credit score for 12 months. Okay, so if you're going through your credit report and you're like, okay, cool, I haven't applied for anything in 2020, then you're in good shape. If everything was in 2019 and you're watching this video late 2020, then you're like, okay, cool, I haven't applied for anything, so the inquiries are not affecting my credit score. 1 year, they affect your credit score. 2 years to stay on your credit report, and then they fall off. Okay, does a trade line help your credit report? That's a two-part question. Absolutely yes, it is a quick fix Band-Aid. The higher the credit limit and the older the card, the more impact it's going to make on your credit score. The lower credit limit and the younger the card, the less impact. 25K, 10 years old, high impact. 3,000 credit limit, 6 months old, very low impact to your credit score. Okay, so the higher the credit limit, older card will make more impact as a trade line, adding to your credit report. It is a quick fix. Okay, it's a Band-Aid to maybe helping you obtain a vehicle, maybe helping you get a credit card, but it's not a long-term solution. Okay, what most people believe is that if they put a trade line on, they've got 15 negatives, that this is going to actually help them. I'm going to debunk that right here. It is not going to help you to put one trade line on if you've got a bunch of negatives. Okay, so what we recommend is, as we're suppressing the negatives, challenging the negative, incomplete, obsolete, unfair, unduly incorrect information on your credit report, okay, whether you're doing that or my vendor's doing that, okay, while that is happening, you want to wait towards the end of your credit repair, because trade lines only stay on for about 30 to 60 days. You don't want to do it in the beginning, because then the trade line falls off while you're going through credit repair. You guys follow me? So we're not going to close old accounts. Trade lines absolutely can help you if you do it the right way. Okay, and inside the credit game, I show you like literally what trade lines I would put on my credit report. You know why I do that? Because I built it for me. I built the credit game for me. I was at a 505 credit score. I had everything on my credit report. I built a system that works. I built a system, and then after I built the system, I added vendors, and I added the best vendors in the United States for you. If you guys don't know what the credit game is, guys, listen, pay attention. Everything I'm talking about right now, what is ARS? What is SageStream? Okay, these are third-party credit bureaus. Okay, what is LexisNexis? It's the biggest public record check. It's what the IRS and the FBI use. Okay, but if you guys don't know these answers, okay, you're gonna get smashed. You're gonna get smashed in the credit world. You have to know what you're talking about when you go get a credit card, you get a house, okay? Should you go to a credit union or a bank to get your first home? Okay, you guys got to know this. You know, what credit cards should you get that are easy credit cards to get based on your credit score? You should know this. How many inquiries should you have in a short period of time, in a 6-month period? You should know this. I teach all this in the credit game. Now, what the biggest mistake that I see people doing is they're like, I want a 750, I want an 800, I want a 750 credit score. And you ask them why, they have no idea. They just know they want an 800 credit score. Why? Why do you want an 800 credit score? Because I could easily help you get to an 800 credit score. But what's going to happen is, because you're uneducated about what to do when you get there, guess what's going to happen? Can anybody put in comments what's going to happen if I get you to an 800 credit score and you have no education behind you? Yeah, you guessed it. You're going to go right back. That's the credit game. The credit game teaches you not to go backwards. I've been in over an 800 credit score for the last 7 years straight, okay? Because I built a system that works. In one condensed place, you have all your information. It's not like Google. You have to Google at 9,000 sticky notes all over your desk and try to figure out where it's at. You push a button, okay? You have an app, boom, credit game, boom, you click on it, it brings you right up to every single topic that you could ever want. So when you have to make a credit decision, you can go right on your phone, click the app, and answer the question for you right there. Plug and play, easy, step-by-step videos and content that literally a fourth grader can follow. I made it so simple. I made it for the person that didn't know what a credit bureau was, okay? All the way to the extensive side, like I just said. What is ARS? Okay? When I'm applying for a mortgage, what do I need to do? How do I refinance, right? These are things that, like, I go over with you. I show you exactly what to do and hold your hand through the process. Not only do you get the education side, which, believe me, I'm telling you, if you get to an 800 credit score, you're going to go backwards if you don't know what you're doing. It's the biggest misconception in credit, is people want to get to a high credit score, but when they get there, they fall backwards because they don't know what they're doing. How would you like to know that you never have to pay a credit repair company again? How would you like to feel that you can walk into any dealership and get what car you want? How would you like to know when you walk into a credit union to get your first house, second house, or investment property that you're going to get approved? How would you like to know that you can literally get high limit credit cards every time you apply? You know why it feels good? It's because what I can do. So if you can't say that you can do that, then you need to learn the education side of it. But you also are going to need the quick fix as well. When I say the quick fix, I've got the two best vendors. Besides everything you're going to learn inside a credit game, you guys are also getting free elite credit repair. With any of my programs, you guys are getting free elite credit repair. Remember we were talking about the difference between letters and basically electronic? Here's the difference. Letters, 6 to 18 months. Electronic, results in under 60 to 90 days, depending on how bad your credit is. The difference is we're condensing the time. So if you want fast results, I mean fast results, right? And I suggest you make a move on it because you got FICO coming up at the end of this year. How nice would it be to have the holidays, to have what you want? If you don't start today, you're not going to be able to have a good holiday. And what most people do is they sweep their credit right under the rug until the wheels fall off their car. How about taking action, being proactive, and being a hero instead of a zero? The difference is people that take action are the ones that actually get results. So what I'm sharing with you is this. I built the credit game for me, and I've been able to go from a 505 to an 827, and now I can get whatever I want in life, live life on my terms, not have to be cash strapped, learn how to leverage credit, learn how to get business credit. I've done it all. This is the credit game, guys. Get in the credit game so you can learn. This is going viral. This is why thousands and thousands of people are getting the credit game every single month. It's because it works, okay? You should see the 5-star reviews. They're from here to China. It works. I wouldn't put out something that didn't work. You guys are also getting free elite credit repair, and you're getting the #1 Tradeline vendor in the United States at 50 to 75% off the Tradelines, okay? First 5 callers are getting into the deal. I'm getting free elite credit repair, and you're getting access to 50 to 75% off of competitor prices on Tradelines through my top 2 vendors with the program today. So get in the associates, get in the bachelors, okay? Get in the PhD, get in the elite. I've got 4 or 5 different programs, but what I'm doing for you guys is giving you elite credit repair for free today with purchase of any of the programs, and give you access to 75% off to help you out as far as the trade lines go. I teach you what you need to do, when you need to put the trade lines on. You don't want to put the trade lines on, right? So I walk you through this, hold your hand through the process to make sure you're doing it correctly. I hope you guys take action. I just do. I wish I could reach in right now and just grab and say, come here, let me, you have to change your life. I've been able to change thousands of lives in the last 60 days. Why could you be any different? The only difference is these people actually made a move and took action. So, if you had no clue what I was talking about earlier, or you couldn't answer all the questions, then you need to stop for a minute and say, you know what would it be like if I had an 850 credit score? What would I be able to do? When you answer that question, you'll pick up the phone, you'll call me. 904-420-7772. 904-420-7772. When you get this, if you want the free elite credit repair, if you want the trade lines, and you want to have a great holiday, because right now you still have enough time, because the results of the elite credit repair are so fast, okay? And have the education platform so that you never go backwards and never have to pay a credit repair company again because you've learned what to do and what not to do, you'll call me. Take the 5 minutes and make the call to change your life and your family's life. My name is Mike from The Credit Game. I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Smash the like up. Boom! Turn on the bell notification. Every single day I want to share with you something, a nugget, something that I can share with you to motivate you, to help you make a change in your life. That's my goal, and I will continue to do it until you change yours. Call me because I'll be waiting on your call. 904-420-7772. When you get this, call me. See you guys.